What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Steve Gunner, bringing you all the Week 3 Team Builder for the World Battle Entertainment. That's right, folks. We, the Bullet Punch Club, are going to be going up against none other than our good brother, Joey PokeaimMD, who I still do believe is the coach of the Bronx Beartics. Honestly, for real though, I can't say enough good things about this dude. Seriously, God bless this man. So, I generally got nothing but love for him, and yeah, I'm very much excited to finally get to face him one-on-one in a full-on draft league team where I will finally be able to bring 6 Pokemon. Because, in case you guys don't know, the first time he and I actually faced each other was back in Oras, where I unfortunately ended up bringing only 5 Pokemon against him, and it was an experience to say the least. But you know what, this time we're gonna have a full-on 6v6 battle in draft format in the biggest draft league period, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to it. And without further ado, you're gonna be able to see his team here and now. And just from team preview alone, it is as clear as day that we actually have a really positive matchup against him, because while he definitely has a plethora of threats, particularly his Noivern, his Excadrill, which actually can just outright destroy me if I'm not careful enough, even though I have a Tangrowth, that really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, as well as, other Pokemon like his Sylveon, Dracozolt, and so on, because if we ain't cautious enough, we're gonna get our asses handed to us, plain and simple. So, that's pretty much the gist of it. But yeah, I still do have a huge amount of threats against him, particularly whether it be, through my offense and my Hydreigon, and especially my Scolipede, which can outright win against them. It definitely is something that I'm feeling, really good going into this one. So, without further ado, let me show you guys what I got here and now. So to start things off, we got our Maharaja, which is our Copperajah, with Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, and Power Whip. I have no idea why I keep switching accents whenever I pronounce Maharaja and Copperajah. But yeah, and honestly, Copperajah is a very good Pokemon against him in the sense that this set that you see before you, with the investment that I have, 9 times out of 10, I'm guaranteed 110% to be able to set up Stealth Rocks. Unless the event happens where he ends up bringing Dracozolt against me and it ends up being, a Bolt Beak with Life Orb and Hustle, there is no way in hell I'm not going to be able to set up my Stealth Rocks, and Stealth Rocks is easily my biggest priority going into this match because, yeah, realistically speaking, ensuring that I'm able to get my rocks up is definitely going to come a long way towards ensuring that my game plan comes into fruition for this one. So, this investment that you see before you basically ensures that I'm able to take on the majority of his Pokemon really, really well and tank a hit to in the process while getting up rocks. And in the event that I actually end up being much more healthier, I'm going to be able to take down his Excadrill, his Noivern, and all those things very leniently, and they have to be very defensive in order to ensure the prospect of them surviving. Hell, even a Slowbro is not going to appreciate taking a Power Whip to the dome, because guess what? It is a 2-hit KO. So yeah, it just goes to show what potential this Pokemon has, and I'm very much looking forward to using it for this one. Now, next up we got our V, which is our Light Clay Espeon with Dazzling Gleam, Light Screen, Reflect, and Baton Pass. Now you may be wondering, why the hell am I bringing Screens in a match where he can very easily run Infiltrate and Noivern? Well, that's the point. Because going into this one, me and my good friend Zazo, who's been helping me for this particular week, have been thinking long and hard about what way we can basically get the drop on him. And while this does definitely go against, what I like to do in ensuring that I keep my surprises until playoffs, the thing is, with how the lineup is, I gotta make sure I get to playoffs first, okay? So, in that sense, I think the reason as to why you're seeing Light Clay Screens Espeon here is basically the fact that for the first 2 weeks, if there's something that I've noticed, it's the fact that Joey ended up bringing in, Frisk Noivern over Infiltrator. Meaning that he could very well bring that thing against me, considering I don't particularly have any established screen setters. Which is why I think it would be more beneficial for him to bring this particular ability. And in that sense, I can definitely get the drop on him because, yeah, I'm gonna be able to set up a Light Screen, Reflect, Baton Pass, and all that stuff, and basically set my plan into motion, because that is going to be the theme around this team and my basic endgame. So, bear with me for a bit, but basically the investment that you see before you all but ensures that I'm gonna be able to survive a modest Draco Meteor from his Noivern. Like, even a Choice Specs Draco is not gonna be able to knock this thing out, and the nature that you see before you basically ensures me being able to get a 2-hit KO on that Noivern of his, and if he ends up coming in on Stealth Rocks and taking sand damage, his ass ain't gonna be living to see the light of the day. That much I can assure you. So, yeah. Next up, we got our Latino Heat, which is our light clay Rotom Heat with Overheat, Volt Switch, Reflect, and Light Screen. And this is my second screen setter going into this match, because if there's one thing that I can say for sure, it's the fact that he definitely will not be expecting 2 screen setters. One at best, because I do have an Espeon, sure, but not 2 screen setters. And in that sense, if, he's able to, drop a Draco and get a kill off on one of my screen setters, I can then proceed to go into my other one, being my Rotom Heat, setting up my screens before going on from there and basically trying to set that end game up where my last 3 Pokemon, which are full on offensive, will be able to take the game home. And that is something which is very crucial here, because what Rotom Heat does is basically, switch in on Pokemon like Sylveon, switch in on Pokemon like, like Noivern, especially after I end up dropping a Draco on one Pokemon of mine, and being able to, basically ensure that momentum is going to be there on my side of the field. And that is something that goes a very long way in my book. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to hopefully being able to use this thing well. So yeah, for the last 3 Pokemon, first things first, we got our Habanberry Hydreigon, which is our Demi-Feed with Nasty Plot, Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, and Earth Power. And this investment and set that you see before you basically ensures that Draco Meteor from a Noivern will never be able to knock me out, no matter what the circumstance may be. And that is something which is going to be very crucial for me, because what this will ensure is basically me getting a very huge threat out of my side of the field, because as far as threats go, Noivern is the biggest threat against me. And if I'm able to get the surprise off on him and be able to knock him out, it's going to be really bad news for him. So, and at the same time, it also, accounts for Dracozolt and all these things. So, I definitely see this thing putting in a lot of work, and I, for one, cannot wait to use this Pokemon. Now, for the second final piece, we got what is easily my biggest win condition to go into this match, which is my Weakness Policy Maki. Shoutouts to Danganronpa V3, by the way, buy the game if you haven't. The Scolipede with Poison Jab, Mega Horn, Earthquake, and Swords Dance. And just from this set that you see before you, basically, this is my guaranteed win if I'm able to set the conditions properly. Because if there's one thing that I really expect Joey to do, it's to try his absolute best towards ensuring that I'm not able to, set up freely with my Scolipede. That every time I try to set up, he's gonna, try to get an eye for it in the process. And in that sense, that's what screens comes a very long way for me. Because with the Weakness Policy, not only am I gonna be able to, get a Swords Dance off, I'm going to be able to essentially go to +4 in the process on the turn that he tries to attack me with a super effective move, and combined with the fact that I happen to possess Speed Boost, and with me being Adamant Nature, yeah, he ain't gonna have a good time. That much I can assure you. So, yeah. Swords Dance, Earthquake, Mega Horn, Poison Jab hits his entire team through and through, and I'm super excited to actually use this thing, because I know for a fact that this thing can very much sweep, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to make that become a reality. So for the final Pokemon, we have our Matt Riddle, which is our Selagberry Passimian, with a nice and heat set with Drain Punch, Gunk Shot, Knock Off, and Bulk Up. And this set is really good in the sense that, again, with screens up, and with me getting enough boosts courtesy of a Bulk Up, he really doesn't have a proper switch in for this thing anymore. And if I'm able to take down that Noivern of his, I'm going to definitely ensure the prospect of me being able to pretty much outspeed his whole team through and through. Unless, of course, he happens to bring a Choice Scarfer on his side of the field, which I highly doubt, if I'm being completely honest. So, yeah. In that sense, this investment is gonna come a long way, and if I happen to be at full health, his Noivern ends up being Frisk and he drops a Draco and he's able to pop my Selagberry. Yeah, I definitely see this Pokemon also being very capable of ending the game through and through, and it also really helps in the sense that it synergizes well with my Scolipede, because what I'm going to be able to do is potentially knock off, potential Rocky Helmets on his Slowbro and his other potential threats, which definitely ensures the prospect of me setting up more freely and not taking unnecessary chip damage. So, yeah, that's basically going to be all there is to it for this team. Honestly, this is going to go down as one of my favorite teams to use, and I'm very much looking forward to showing you guys my match against my brother, Joey. So yeah, if you enjoyed this in any way, feel free to drop a like on this video, and with that, my name is Gunner. Thank you very much for watching, have yourselves a glorious day, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Peace!